Hello guys, welcome to Sile Pro World. In this module 2 we have learned about types of attacks. DOS, SynFlood, Smurf attack, ping of death, user datagram protocol flood, DOS tools. Now start from DOS. DOS means denial of service attacks. The first type of attack to examine is the denial of service attack. A denial of service attack is any attack that aims to deny legitimate users of the use of the target system. This class of attack doesn't actually attempt to infiltrate a system or to obtain sensitive information. It simply aims to prevent legitimate users from accessing a given system. This type of attack is one of the most common categories of attack. Many experts feel that it is so common because most forms of denial of service attack are fairly easy to execute. The ease with which these attacks can be executed means that even attackers with minimal technical skills can often successfully perform a denial of service. The concept underlying the denial of service attack is based on the fact that any device has operational limits. This fact applies to all devices, not just computer system. For example, bridges are designed to hold weight up to a certain limit. Aircraft have limits on how far they can travel without refueling, and automobiles can also only accelerate to a certain point. All of these various devices share a common trait. They have set limitations to their capacity to perform work. Computers are no different from this or any other machine. They too have limits. Any computer system, web server, or network can only handle a finite load. How a workload is defined varies from one machine to another. A workload for a computer system might be including in the number of simultaneous users, the size of file, the speed of data transmission, or the amount of data stored. Exceeding any of these limits will stop the system from responding. For example, if you can flood a web server with more requests than it can process, it will be overloaded and will no longer be able to respond to further requests. This reality underlies the DOS attack. Simply overload the system with requests and it will no longer be able to respond to legitimate users attempting to access the web server. Now the next topic is SynFlood. Simply sending a flood of pings is the most primitive method of performing a DOS. More sophisticated methods use specific type of packets. One popular version of the DOS attack is the SynFlood. This particular attack depends on the hacker knowledge of how connections are made to a server when a session is initiated between the client and server in a network using the TCP protocol. A small buffer space in memory is set aside on the server to handle the handshaking exchange of messages that sets up the session. The session establishing packet include a SYN field that identifies the sequence in the message exchange. A SYN field attempts to disrupt this process. In this attack, an attacker sends a number of connection requests very rapidly and then fail to respond to the reply that is sent back by the server. In other words, the attacker requests connection and then never follow through with rest of the connection sequence. This has the effect of leaving connections on the server half open and the buffer memory allocated for them is reserved and not available to other applications. Now the next topic is Smurf attack. The Smurf attack is a popular type of DOS attack. It was named after the application first used to execute this attack. In the Smurf attack, an ICMP packet is sent out to the broadcast address of a network, but its return address has been altered to match one of the computer on that network. Most likely is a key server. All the computers on the network will then respond by pinging the target computer. ICMP packet use the Internet Control Message Protocol to send error messages on the internet. Because the address of packet are sent to is a broadcast address, the address respond by echoing the packet out to all hosts on the network, who then send it to the spoof source address. Continually sending such packet will cause the network itself to perform a DOS attack on one or more of its member server. This attack is both clever and simple. The greatest difficulty is getting the packet started on the target network. This can be accomplished via some software such as a virus or Trojan horse that will begin sending the packets. Now the next topic is POD, ping of death. It perhaps the simple and most primitive form of DOS attack and is based on overloading the target system. TCP packets have limited size. In some cases, by simply sending a packet that is too large, can shut down a target machine. The aim of this attack is to overload the target system and cause it to quit responding. The POD work to compromise that can't deal with extremely large packet sizes. If successful, the server will actually shut down. It can of course be rebooted. The only real safeguard against this type of attack is to ensure that all OS and software are routinely patched. The attack rely on vulnerability in the way a particular operating system or application handle abnormally large TCP packets. When such vulnerability are discovered, the vendor customarily releases a patch. The possibility of POD is one reason among many why you must keep patches updated on all your system. This attack is becoming less common as newer versions of operating system are better able to handle the overly large packet that ping of death depends on. If the OS is properly designed, it will drop any oversized packet, thus negating any possible negative effect a POD attack might have. The next topic is UDP flood. UDP stands User Datagram Protocol. It's a protocol and it doesn't require any connection setup procedure to transfer data. TCP packet connect and wait for the recipient to acknowledge receipt before sending the next packet. Each packet is confirmed. But in UDP packet, simply send the packet without confirmation. This allows packet to be sent much faster, making it easier to perform a DOS attack. A UDP flood attack occurs when attacker sends a UDP packet to a random port on the victim system. When the victim system receives a UDP packet, it will determine what application is waiting on the destination port. When it realizes that no application is waiting on the port, it will regenerate an ICMP packet of destination unreachable to the forged source address. If enough UDP packets are delivered to ports on the victim, the system goes down. And next thing is DOS tools. One reason that DOS attacks are becoming so common is that a number of tools are available for executing DOS attack. These tools are widely available on the internet and in most cases are free to download. This means that any Kazan administrator should be aware of them. In addition to their obvious use as an attack tool, they can also be useful for testing your anti-DOS security measure. First one is low orbit ion cannon. LOIC is probably the most well known and one of the simplest DOS tool. You first put the URL or IP address into the target box, then click the log on button. You can change setting regarding what method you choose, the speed, how many threads, and whether or not to wait for a reply. Then simply click the IMMA charge in Ma laser button and the attack is underway. Next thing is high orbit ion cannon. HOIC is a bit more advanced than LOIC but actually simple to run. Click the button to add target. A pop-up window will appear where you put in the URL as well as few settings. Now thank you for watching this video. I hope you are waiting for practical tutorials. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.